I was so wrong.
Yeah, I mean, the Valkyrie ban makes sense to me on Consulate because the reason you would bring in Thatcher onto Lion if he's going to lock it in. But the Capcan onto Cav, both unconventional operators, an interesting decision there made by Millenium. As well as, again, as I was trying to say, defending top floor first, despite banning Thermite. Clearly that's them trying to shore up their defense of the basement, but still an interesting decision. And no Thatcher on Chaos's side right now, so they're, no matter what, going to probably be relying on that soft destruction to deal with any potential bandit batteries should they come.
The Thatcher became the Lion, which is what I was saying. It would make sense to ban the Lion if I was Millenium, because you know that Chaos...
Liven, coming from the main lobby. And there are flank watches for Chaos, but still a very dangerous prospect moving forward. Secretly, nice headshot there on a tight angle, getting Hicks with that... that's that smoke eliminated, so no more gas canisters. Secretly gets a second onto Rise as Rise attempts to peek into it. Renshiro is going to be there to refrag, so 3 on the yellow stairs for the defense, but the third finally finished off by Renewals on that B window. EE1D forcing these defenders to stand still. Liven still on the flank, and it's all up to Yogurts to hold the anchor.
And he's going to get a couple shots in on the Zofia. She repels through the bathroom, but none of them will connect. Liven has been a victim of the EE1Ds as well as the logic bombs, and in a position right now where the Cav is in a 1v4 as Red Groove takes out Yogurts. The Cav just trying to work her way around what can happen here, as there's going to be a couple watching the same angle. That pistol does so much damage. He'll get one, but just not a high enough fire rate can push to get that diffuser down.
I want to mention that that pistol at that range downs anyone in 2 shots. So the fact that we're moving forward, but it's always interesting to see the way that these strategies develop.
And it's going to happen again. Another Lion picking up from Chaos here, and it's very interesting. And I might take a bit, I might try to redeem myself in the sense that I said that if I was Millenium, I probably would have banned Lion. You know, they took out Thermite, which is a very important ban for them, I'm sure. But at the same time, we saw how punishing that Lion push can be. The first EE1D was not as impactful as the second EE1D, because when it went off, they were able to get a pick off of it and then also freeze Liven from being able to get back to site to help the rest of his teammates. And that's really where the importance of that gadget came through. So Chaos will...
Instead of taking rotation downstairs, there's no Thermite. You know, inherently the basement is easier to defend with a lack of a Thermite, no matter how you look at it. No, any team will tell you that same exact thing. So, yeah, an interesting choice from Millenium. They know that Thermite's not here. They were the ones to ban him, so maybe just holding on to every advantage they can get moving forward, and maybe they really just want to secure that round on the top floor, or maybe they're trying to play the mind game. Maybe they expect Chaos to expect a basement defense. All of that, again, just speculation.
We see right now that the way Renewals is situated, almost like a gargoyle hunched over top of the railing.
Quite to avoid the angle, and he's just going to now start working his way out. Oh, wow! Yogurt supporting his teammate. The pulse will go unscathed. Well, actually take a little bit of damage, a correction, but Rise will get a second, and Millenium now in a decisive lead. And as the attempted vault from Secretly comes out, Yogurts will secure that kill as well. And it's just not looking great for Chaos, as Red Groove gets the first kill for his team.
And that's a 2v4 now, as Red Groove almost didn't make that kill work. Both Renewals and Liven have taken, or sorry, not Renewals, Renshiro rather, and Liven have taken a lot of damage. Red Groove is actually going to get a second as Liven, the pulse playing inside a piano, unable to make it back towards that stairwell at all, and just simply pinched by the Dokkaebi, who will now push her way up the yellow stairs, but we'll find that Hicks is there with the shotgun trained right at her. Red Groove is down, Crips is last one left. He sees the Yokai drone fly up to the sky, but as he's distracted, Rise stopped behind it. I think after they lost those 2 picks, they realized they had to go for broke. Hey, there's no Thermite. All we have to worry about is a potential Hibana.
And as much as I said, you know, Mira's not the most relevant ban on Consulate, if there's any map we're going to point a finger at and say, yeah, it's, you could have her, you could not.
She hasn't even shown up.
She hasn't shown up yet, and you have her still for the basement. She's still useful there, right. You know? She's not the top pick, but she's useful. And so it is, yeah, we keep coming back to this. Why aren't Millenium in the basement? It's a little confusing, but they have their style of play, they have their way about things, and we all know Millenium are no fool.
Out because what we've seen out of Chaos now is they've been doing a very good job of trying to figure out exactly where everybody is with those drones. And that might seem silly for me to say at face value because, well, everybody does that. But the way that Chaos has been doing it is they've been working really well coordinating with one another, but we've also seen some solo droning. We've seen solo droning on their way up yellow stairs. We saw that solo droning in particular from Snukin as he was trying to get the pinch onto Liven inside of the main lobby, basically by themselves. How is it going to work on this site in particular? Because
both Chaos and specifically Rise, but Renewals is going to get that final kill and final bullet, rather, onto the Jaeger. So first kill for Chaos.
And Yogurts is now in a position in console office to watch the cross. This is a great job that Millenium has done to kill time, and you really see that Chaos is still struggling to adapt to this late round push now. They're going to have to work their way to site with a bit more vigor because of the fact that they have only 30 seconds to go. They're going to employ some smokes. They're going to employ their EE1D, and they're going to look to try to get a plant off, and that's exactly how it's going to work. You can see that Hibana getting the plant down. Snukin will take out Liven as the Ela tries to get to site, but the Hibana will be knocked out of the plant by the Yokai. This is Renshiro having to do the work himself. There's a great cross established, but he gets one. He looks for two. No, the Lion of Snukin is there. It's all up to Hicks, who will down Renewals, but he's in a bad shape. The Lion is currently prone at the main spiral desk. Hicks has one watching his push, and that's Red Groove prone as Hicks tries to work his way back to site kill. They've traded back and forth, as we've seen so much
teams, and on a map like Consulate, one of the most, well, balanced maps in all of Siege, it's a good place for them to display their skills individually and as a team. In that last round, I have to say the attack strategy from Chaos, it was pretty cut and dry. There was nothing special about it. A very simple take from admin office, pushing their way, clear the top floor. Millenium did a really good job, and you have to give them credit for delaying for a long time. But they had no lethality to their roam. As much as they were delaying, wasting time, they didn't get any kills on the roam, and they had to put a lot of emphasis on their actual site hold, which was
to recuperate, especially 20 seconds. Being a little bit too long.
Whoa!
What a shot, Red Groove. Oh my.
Jeez.
Hicks gets absolutely deleted. And that's the smoke gone as the SMG-11 tries to do work.
Security's a little bit more difficult.
And he's just killing a lot of time at the moment. You can see the Mira will finish him off. There really wasn't much left of him. He was always one shot away. Rise, whose aim might have been a bit sloppy last time around, will manage to get two, as Snukin will also be taken out of action. A push from secretly down spiral stairs. He'll take out Live in a double as Yogurts is also gone, as well as that camera available to the defenders. So these are two volleys back and forth where Rise is able to get two, but then a push in from secretly. Rise will get a great C4 into Renewals. He has three. Rise looking for the ace. He gets the fourth. He'll take out Crips. Last one left is secretly, and there you have it. All five for Rise today, and the first time she appears.
Off angles, they forced the defenders back from the garage. Everything looked great, and they had the man advantage, and then Rise showed up and aced.
Yeah, and great job, and you couldn't really see. Secretly looked like the one who was just going to be dispatching them all as he worked his way down those spiral stairs. It was in a really good position to possibly even flank through the double doors up towards pipes, but decided to change things around and re-maneuver over to, I believe it was yellow stairs, joining the rest of his team as the plant was going off in front of the white van. Really unfortunate for Chaos that they lumped everybody up together. You know, it says that if you put too many eggs in one basket, it's easy for you to just blow up the basket, and that's exactly Control right now in admin office, and you can see that there was an ADS getting placed there. This means that we're going to see Millenium. Oh, Rise secretly!
He heard us, Parker. He heard us loud and clear.
Very critical of his gunplay, but the Jaeger won't miss that time. He eliminates secretly, who has been good
because of the necessity for him to hold the angle. Impacts are going to allow Renshiro to rotate into CEO, but Yogurt's missing a lot of important shots, will be downed. The action is coming back and forth, though, as the Yokai drone responds. The tap, tap, tap from Rise gets his second kill in the round, and that's all him now so far for Millenium. Renshiro
is Yokai. That's a pretty decent trade. The Bearing 9 will rattle through the connector doorway as now a Lion push will come, but Renewals will expose himself. Yogurts looked away at the last second. A good push with that flashbang. Liven, though, we haven't really seen much of him. He's downstairs just waiting, but they're in sight. Chaos is in sight, and nobody is contesting. They're looking to see, will there be a Yokai? Snukin will use that enormous magazine to try to lay into Rise, who will peek around the corner. Rise will get another. He'll go for another, but can't connect. connect. Renshiro is there to take him out. Yogurts drops, and he's gone. Renshiro will get one. Liven jumps up on Red Groove, and that is every single member in Millenium with a miraculous retake based on the performance of both Renshiro and Liven. They'll win the round. What a turn of events.
That resulted in the victory from Millenium. And back to the site. And that was a really smart call from Chaos, especially considering the way they maneuvered over to Piano. There weren't a lot of bodies from Millenium actually holding the site, which made it pretty easy for Chaos to go for that defuse plant. They eventually did get the defuse plant, but who's there to stop them from having, or from actually situating themselves in the post plant? It's Rise again. Again, he just keeps that momentum in his team's favor.
Well, it wasn't technically all Rise. He rotated down yellow. It was actually Liven who was really the big one, because he was sitting by circle desk, and he was actually the one to be able to come in and take the planter down in the post plant.
And this is going to be an attempt to set the momentum again, like I talked about. He's going to do just that. He'll catch this smoke unawares that Snookin not expecting.
Sitting by the lockers, but won't last too much longer as they finally get it. Rise doing work with IQ, and incidentally, Liven getting a kill on the secret layer to be in action. I could be wrong unless my eyes deceive me. But Kanto Raketti, oh, what a great shot from Renewals. He manages to take out Renshiro as Hicks downs Crips, and Yogurts is felled by Red Groove. So they will trade back, but still an advantage round to go. And look at Frozen in place. Renewals is so far off site that the only one left right now is Renshiro. But Red Groove will take out Hicks though, and Red Groove now down, so it's just Renewals. That's it. Renewals is last man standing. Rise and Liven are both there, and they can start to go for a plant. Logic Bomb will go off, but look at that, Renewals from above.
What?
He'll manage to take out Rise, and Liven is left with just a tiny bit of health. He'll go for a plant in the safety of the staff room with 1 minute to go.
Now, Liven probably going to get this fuse plant off, but oh no, Renewals is in the perfect spot. Luckily, Liven chooses to go into security instead of rotating deeper into kitchen. Renewals reading this, though. He only needs to land one shot, whereas Liven's going to have to land two, and Renewals will clutch it out. Nice kill into Liven. He's going to have plenty of time to disable that diffuser, and that will even things out into a 3-on-3. Wow. I mean, I don't know if you guys have noticed, skillful, that they make you just question, did that really happen?
Millenium has been probably one of the best ranking teams. If we were to have a global ranking list,
I wish we had one.
You've probably, well, I think with more international competition, we're going to start to see one develop. Right now, I think there's too many teams that really don't ever get to play outside of their region. And as we do get more international competition, that's when we're going to see, I guess, more of an opportunity for these teams to get ranked. But I do think Millenium would probably be
exactly how you want them, or just, yeah, based on your wins.
Well, Chaos couldn't go back down to Garage.
Because they won it, yeah.
So they had to go to either console or main lobby. And I think going up top is probably the safer bet. If they win this, then they have to go to lobby, no questions asked.
To be fair,
beginner mistakes was when I first came in here, and I never got to see a whole lot of Consulate. His first action is going to be Renshiro. Snookin just decides to take the fight through the double windows up top by the balcony on the bomb site, and he pays for it.
A balcony, rather, directly like that.
Right.
Yeah, it's dangerous. Liven gonna get another one. That's Renewals gone, so the Chaos defense really falling apart right now. But it's not all over. Surprise kills at an awning. I'm sorry, I try sometimes. Secretly with the run out, could potentially get a second kill. He will. Yogurts goes down as well as Renshiro, and that's an equalization there from the defense. Millenium now likely use it to open up the castle barricade. Rise coming up yellow stairs will get to Crips. Crips was supposed to win that fight, and that's going to put Red Groove on a double angle challenge now. Not a great position to be in. The ADS in front of Rise will catch one of his nades, and look at this angle that Red Groove is capable of playing, but Liven inside of B will get one secretly refrags, but in a 1v2, all he needs to focus on is the yellow stairs. The aggression into the bathroom and an open mirror window is going to allow more angle play from Rise, and he will get the final kill. Secretly goes down.
Resembling the Penta Mocket match to start the day, where it was back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The real question is, who's going to be the team that really starts to edge things out? And ACOG is going to get brought from Chaos as secretly flexes onto the Doc pick in addition to the Echo. Now, interestingly, they will go to the lobby rather than defend that console, that top floor console office for a second time in a row. So they're obviously hoping that something different is going to be available here. And how do you play a Doc in particular on this site is the question that I want to ask you. Take us through Doc, what do you use with that ACOG? Because you're already going to have Crips, that's the Jaeger playing in connector, just through the destroyed wall.
Yeah. The second that he peeks around that corner, he's a dead man. Hicks is reliable with his shots, and also, yeah, it's the angle that the defenders opened themselves that could be the Jaeger's undoing.
But he will fall off the hold. But before getting back onto it, Hicks can't decide what he wants to do. Ivan looks like that should have been a headshot connecting, but there you secretly almost finished off, but he will outduel Hicks. The Lion is gone. Rise will now rotate over to Visa's side to join the rest.
Wow, was that from below? Yes, indeed. Snookin able to down one and secure Liven with the gas canister. Good angle play and good angles opened up there preemptively from Chaos. That's going to prompt Millenium now to rotate to the front door and try to deny any future kills from below. Now, they're not going to be very successful. I mean, they're not going to get any kills as they attempt that. And Shiro, though, challenging from the long desk. See one of his teammates downed on the wayside. And Shiro able to refrag, though, or at least keep his teammate alive. Good job there. And that's top floor mostly in control of the attackers as well. Despite this being an even man count, it's so little time here for the plant from Millenium. Chaos, all they need to do is stop one, but oh wow, what a play from Rise, reading his opponents and peeking at the perfect opportunity. Now as we come down to 0-0-0, when Shiro's gonna get one, can he get a second from above? No, Red Group able to get his second, but the diffuser has been downed. And it's going to be an IQ all the way outside, playing this so easily. There is so little potential for Red Groove to clutch this now, that Rise has been given the opportunity to relocate all the way out by Cop Car. He also doesn't have an ACOG since he's using the shotgun right now, which means only a bearing 9 to challenge, and it's basically an unwinnable round. Rise
didn't play that angle. For Rise, at least, it could have.
But you know, basement is a sure thing when you have a Thermite Man. In my opinion, I think it gives you a lot of versatility, and it means that you don't have to worry so much about that garage panel. As much as Hibana can open up a crouch hole or a standing hole, as ill-advised as that may be, it just isn't enough to entry on, and it means you're reliable in your entry no matter when it comes through.
Right.
And any C4 or you know, Maestro, or well, as Maestro's banned, Echo drones, you know, anything you have that can see that gap and close it is going to do just that. So basement essentially a sure thing in the last two defenses they had.
And that was Rise's clutch, if you recall, as well.
Yeah, not the last two defense, the second to last defense. But Liven will get Crips.
This is, I mean, mind you, this is the dreaded 3v5, but Yogurts will jump in, and Renewals is gone. Add to that Snookin', and it's all falling apart. Okay. Rise will get a big kill, and Red Groove, no pressure. You got a 1v5 clutch here for you. One of the most promising younger players in all of Europe will go for a kill onto Hicks, but will miss his shot. It's a flawless final round for Millenium to put this one into the books, and that's a 6-3 victory in favor of Millenium. You got a
second one in a row.
And yeah, she's actually been getting, I think if you go back through the last, you know, like, I think week and a half worth of matches we've played, the amount of IQs who have top fragged, because not only are you getting kills, and you're also racking up points on device destruction as well. So keep that in mind too.
Quite a lot of points.
Quite a lot of points. So giving...
there's a lot of things in Siege that give you a good amount of points, and I know I don't